Hi folks, I'm trying to talk about the booking application, which is essentially trying to consume Kafka messages that are created for customer booking. Just to keep the whole thing simple, I have one booking class here, as you can see. It has got some parameters like customer ID, customer name, phone number, latitude and longitude. So this is going to be a consumer, so it is important that I configure a listener for the consumer. So that is exactly what is happening here. So which is Kafka consumer. It is creating two topics consumer. One is a booking and the other one is the booking JSON. I think I will focus on booking JSON topic because that's going to consume data in JSON format. Once it is consumed into JSON format, as you can guess from here, it is using a Mongo template and it is trying to save it into a collection called bookings. So you've got to create a collection called bookings in order for this particular piece of code to work. So you can see that I basically have MongoDB Compass ready here. I've called my database as test. So I'm going to create a collection here. I'm going to use the name bookings. I'm going to make this as a capped collection. I want to give only smaller space for this, so I'm just giving 4096 4K bytes, and I think that's enough for me to do simple testing. So I'm going to create it as a capped collection, as you can see. So once you can create it as a collection, you can immediately see that there is no records here. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to use this booking as a consumer app. I will run this as a Spring Boot application, and I want to use my Kafka consumer command prompt to be able to produce messages, and I want this Kafka consumer, which is the booking app, to consume those that I'm trying to produce via JSON. So let's do the first things first. I may have to start my Zookeeper server. So I've just selected the Zookeeper and I give the start command, which is the Zookeeper server running command. Okay, so let me start the Zookeeper first. So that is done. So once the Zookeeper has started properly, the next job is to start the Kafka server. So maybe I will go through the Kafka server using the default server properties. So this will start the Kafka server, and then this is ready to do all the producing, consuming. If you want, you can check using the offset tool or the Kafka tool to see how many topics you currently have. Because I've just started the system, very likely I don't have any past messages or anything. I just have a database created, that's it. So now let's get this booking application ready, so I'm going to restart this server. So what I will do is I'll run this as a Spring Boot application. So I'm starting the booking application as a Spring Boot application, as you can see here. So it basically starts the Spring Boot application. If you look into the application properties, you can see that I've given all the database properties. And if you look into the Kafka consumer or the Kafka configuration file, you can see that I've given all the topic details, the Bootstrap server details, and so on and so forth. So these are the basic setup that I need to do in order for my Kafka to be able to identify the right topics to consume. So as of now, it is ready. There are two partitions. One is the booking JSON, the other one is the booking. All of them are created, and then this is ready to start consuming things. Okay, so it is up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a producer, and I'm going to pass in values for this. Okay, so I'm going to start the producer. So this is ready to take in any kind of JSON value. So let me just open the browser to see if I'm able to start the file, localhost 8081 home. So you can see this is my Google page. As you can see, there's no markers as of now. Okay, so it's just loaded, everything is clean. So it is my responsibility to start giving producer commands. In order to just guide me through the process, I basically have the data here. So I've created a few markers. So let me go and produce them. So this is Dilbert customer. Then I have another latitude and longitude for Alice. So let me use that next. So there's a second customer here. So you can see that every time I'm creating a consumer, you can see that the console is persisting it into the MongoDB and picking it up for further marker as well. So let me try one more marker here just for pointy head manager. So I'm going to create the third record as well. So if you go back into the map, you can see that there are these 3 bookings that are created and the markers representing the same. You can continue creating more. So if you want, you can try a booking for a user Wally. So customer Wally creates one. Then we have Dogbert, the CEO, trying to have a record. So we have the CEO creating one. Catbird is usually the HR. So there's a HR record created. So all of these things are going into the cap collection. So if you want to see what's inside, we can refresh the data inside the booking. So let's go back to the test collection. So come here. So say refresh. And you can see that we have created all these data sets here. That's clear. And all the data has gone in. If you go in and refresh the screen, you can see that there are some 6 bookings all over the island, and this is being properly marked inside the Singapore map. So this is for the booking side of the application. Okay. So thank you. And then of course the next demo we will look into the taxi producer application, which basically produces taxi location, and then that gets monitored via JSON. So let's have a look at that as well on the second demo. So thank you very much. I hope you'll be able to reproduce the same and then see how things work. A few caveats: in the home page, which is the HTML page, you need to put in your developer key. Right now that's not filled in, so that's something that you got to do. And if you want to use my Twitter app, also remember to put in all the keys that is relevant to the Twitter examples that's given. Okay. So thank you. I hope you had some clarity on how this works.